Facts on our side. Flat earth beats on, it's all pretend. But facts will be done. Get ready for a smackdown. Get ready for a smackdown. They'll lie while the earth spins around. Watch out for smackdown. They cling to ancient misconceptions. We've got truth in our possession. No room for doubt, no time to waste. It's time to put flat earth in its place. Here comes the smackdown. Get ready for a smackdown. Here comes a smackdown.
Can't touch this.
Get ready for a smackdown. Get ready for a smackdown. What you gonna do when you're hit with the facts now? Watch out for smackdown.
Welcome everybody. I was just looking through my book here and I got hit the wrong button. But apparently Arwen thinks he can't touch this. Sorry. Hold on, everything got moved on me here. I was just leafing through this book on written by somebody that was in Antarctica in 2003. So I should really bookmark the spot that I was looking for here, shouldn't I? Welcome to Tuesday night. It's a Thursday, but it's always Tuesday on the channel here. I found it, and I got my bookmark ready. There it is. All right. We're ready. How are you doing? How are you all doing? Glad you're here. You're looking good. I see you got your hair brushed just right there. Jiffy cones, very nice. Looking swell. And yeah, real Cygnus. You got a little dinner on your. You want to whip that off? Anyway. Oh, and PhD Tony, how's the Eastern brown snake doing? Good, I hope. Anyway, tonight is I'm going to be covering I'm not covering the book yet. I'm covering a different thing that the guy here did. This is the book called The Greatest Lie on Earth as Told by Edward Hendrie. That's the book. It's if there were a toilet paper shortage like 2020 to happen again, you could potentially find a use for this book. But you wouldn't want to risk the paper cuts on your butt. Anyway, Edward, I got to shoot him an email here. I invited him to join. We'll see. I'm pretty sure he won't. People like him like to hide away. They don't want to be confronted. Right? They prefer to be non-confronted, a weird thing for a guy of his claimed profession. So, have I been seeing Craig's Barber? You think the chat is broken on screen? Oh, and it is broken on screen. Let me fix that. I mean, I only have it on screen for one reason, so that it's there. There we go. All right. Looking good there. Okay. We've got top left going right now. Be sure to get your votes in if you're curious about what that means. Top left is the Dunning-Kruger scale. And the left is the people that don't have any expertise. And the top would be people that think they do have expertise. And so top left would be people that are unskilled and unaware of it. So that is That's who the top lefters are, and flat earthers are they excel in being unskilled and unaware of it. So, oh, I wonder if I could get some tea, Earl Grey hot. Oh, look at that. It's an alien. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Make sure you get your beverages here. I got some bribes already here. I got Icy Spin has a bribe. I hear you take $2 bribes for top left 100 on Witsit, please. Well, I don't know if $2 is gonna get you 100. I mean, I don't know what the going rate is on bribing votes, but tell you what, I will record, and I'll see how it goes on the briberies. But yes, be sure to vote for top left. So the way it works is you vote by watching the videos, and they're a playlist on my channel, and you vote by here it is. Just a second, I gotta send an email here. There it is. Sent. We'll see if he joins. I'm guessing he won't. Okay. You vote by watching a video, by any of the videos. That's one vote if you watch it. And it is a single vote. It's 10 votes to give it a thumbs up. So what you do is you can go watch them all and then give a thumbs up to the one that you like. And so then it's +9 to that. Plus nominations, the number of not people that nominated somebody, it's 10 per. And and there's both on my channel and FTFE's channel. So there you go. That's how you can do it. You can vote twice by thumbs upping to the same video on both of our channels. You could go thumbs up all of them and have it be a wash. It's up to you. And people are saying go give it a thumbs up. For me, we'll make sure, as described in the description of every one of the videos, the thumbs up has a value. So anyway, there's that. 100 Quantalues for Fakatsoid, please. All right, hold on a second. I gotta where'd it go? Hold on, I gotta get the page up with all the all these, just so you know, all of the briberies, I document them all. I just want to make sure that bribes are documented. It's the way to do it. There we go. Saved. All right. Quantlose from Star Trek. I thought it was Gold Press Latinum. Come on. We've got Meat Permits. Tad says, tune for top left, listen to Pixelated Rusty. I loved the pixelated clips. Rossi says, tune, have you been seeing Craig's Barber? I am my own barber. I was going to the barber, and I'm like, it takes all this extra time, and it's just never really how I liked it. And it was about the same amount to just go buy an electric razor. And so I bought an electric razor and figure out how to do it and not look, hopefully not look really bad. But I kind of like being frugal. So the only thing I can't do is figure out the back. You just go ask my wife, and she's like, lately she's like, you got it. She used to have to touch it up for me. Anyway, Icy Spin says, I hear you take $2 bribes. There's that one. I got it. Jack Fetter says, back again. Dude, I'm worried you might actually be AI. Love you are on so much, but seriously, can you prove you're not a bot? I can not prove that I'm not a bot. Jiffy Cone says, MC Tune for top left. And Brenda, we got the one from Brenda. Okay, so here's what I will be doing today. I'm going to be actually recording what I do, and I'll post this on my other channel. So I won't be watching the chat. I won't even have it up on screen. I'll just go through the stuff. If you saw my video that went out in Conspiracy Tunes today, it was about the people that claim, I think, that you can't go to Antarctica. The people that don't know that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica has been documented for well over 100 years, and that you can go there yourself if you want. And the challenge is the formal challenge to anybody. So if anybody's like claiming it was fake, send them to that video there on my Conspiracy Tunes channel. And if they don't accept that challenge, then they are admitting that they are lying. Because who would not just take $100,000, right? Right. Unless it's not enough money, of course, I'm willing to up the amount if they're like, well, I need 200,000. Okay, let's talk. Dapper Dinosaur, looking very dapper today, says Quantaloos are the currency of the gamesters of Triskelion from the episode of the same name of the original series. Where'd it go? Gold press latinum is the currency used by the Ferengi Alliance. Yeah. But I think in general, don't they not use currency in, that's kind of the deal. They're like, yeah, we got rid of currency. Everybody's just happy and works for the good of everybody else. Which has, it's a little rough to get people to actually be motivated if they don't have some motivation, right? The altruism only gets people so far, right? It's a great way to do it if it works, but I don't think it's difficult, if possible, to, on a large scale, tough. But I do know there is a commune in Chicago that I've been to several times called Jesus People USA. They're just a bunch of hippies that decided to form a commune, and a very interesting group there. They've had some turmoils, some challenges, but in general, they're an interesting group there. They got a t-shirt shop. They got a big roofing supply company. They do woodworking. Anyway, they did a music festival that I went to for years, and they haven't done it for quite a while, but I got to know quite a few people from there. So several of them moved out, came to live nearby in Minnesota here even. So Monkey Cat Pat Pat says, some for top left, I'm biased to TDDS, and the video is incredible. Yes, TDDS is it's TSSSD, I think, whatever it is. That video from the Drunk Debunk is, the TDDS, yeah, the Drunk Debunk show. Amazing video. I've watched it 2.5 times now. Like, I watched it when I was putting them all together, and I watched it live yesterday. I watched it again today for fun. It's so good. The video is amazing. I can't wait for him to get a shirt or some merch with the school for super smart people. I did purchase the DP Debunks Witsit the Platypus shirt today. It will arrive next week. If you can get yours, limited time offer of between now and whenever he takes it down. Just go to Fourth Wall DP Debunks. You'll find it there. We've got Mr. Gustafsson, who's for 100 Swedish kroners, or as we like to say, for 100 sex. Says, love the intro song. Thank you. It's themed on a song called Smackdown by 1,000 Foot Crutch. That was the inspiration for the song. But I can't just play that song because it's copyrighted. So thank you for that. Darwin Teague says, where is the Mikey Smith horizontally opposed top left video? They didn't get the nominations. There's always next year. Maybe when his, when he does whatever he does with the Canadian Space Agency, that might be amazing, right? Maybe a year from now, we'll be saying, Mikey for top left, Canadian Space Agency kerfuffle. Who knows? Bessel Problem says, is the reward really worth the amount of money you've spent on TFE? I mean, maybe some losers flipped from FE. Who cares? Is it worth it? Well, the people that that contributed thought that whatever they did contribute was worth it. I very much appreciate that. My time was worth it. The money I put in was worth it. For me personally, I mean, I got the good end of the deal, really. I got to be honest. I got to go to Antarctica. How awesome is that? And rep all y'all. So I still have a lot more videos to publish. I have so much to do, and I'm trying to get this mailed off because I've struggled to get the videos uploaded. They keep erroring out, so I'm gonna mail the drives. I have 4 ready to go. 5, yeah, that's 3 there, and one's in the case. So, and I'm gonna ship them out to somebody, and then he's gonna load them up onto their servers directly. So, but so yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Will is fine with it. He was thoughtful about how much money he spent on it, and he went over his initial budget, but he still was I think pretty pleased about the whole thing. Right? You can ask each of them. You can ask amongst yourselves on who helps support. So anyway, Jack Fetter says, sorry, but I called NASA today and they denied them. The moon landing was faked. There you go. Proof it was really faked. You can't beat Flurf logic. That's about it. Oh no, it's Andy says, keep up the great work from one of your bots. Well, thank you, bot. Oh no, it's Andy Bot. Meat Permits Tad says, how many toes will Mikey have by top left 2026? He may be minus 1 or 2 toeses, or 1 or 2 feetses. It's a Rubik says, got my hand lit on fire today for science. Oh, it's kind of cool. I know. Yeah, is it kerosene? I don't know. There's if you coat your hand in a liquid for just a few seconds, you can let it burn. It won't really burn you. I tried it once myself. I used the wrong liquid. I got burnt. Don't do that unless you really know what you're doing. Oh my gosh. CK wants another 100 on Witsit, please. Okay. Where'd that? Gotta find the tab. And with that Witsit video it was fun to make, like all the montage of the songs, but yeah, that part at the beginning, it's tough. I see snip, spin. There we go. I see. All right, there it is. Recorded for posterity. Right, it's always best to document the bribes. We use bubble solution and also methane bubbles. Oh, you put methane in the bubbles. That's pretty cool. Zoomy says, I want to subtract 200 from Wizard, please. You did. I didn't really think of it, but you can. Why not? Why not have that kind of bribery happen? I mean, you can vote up, you can vote down for monies. Okay. Still no word from hold on. All right. No word from Edward Hendrie. So, all right. I will I'll go into presentation mode, in which in where I won't be referencing you, speaking to you. So just a second, I need to update the scene. Talk amongst yourselves. So the grumpy old mechanic says, give more attention to the Roald Amundsen expedition to the South Pole, please. That, yeah. I think that's a great one. Screen capture. Let's get, oh no, that's not what I want. I want video device, video capture device. There it is. Camera 1. There we go. All right. How's that look? Is that good? What do you think? All right. Let's go to... That's not quite right. That's not where I'm starting, though. I need to grab what I'm starting with. That's not it. That's it. All right. Okay. This is where it goes. There we go. All right. Let's see. Did I get it? Jack Fetter says Nico's ego must be getting crushed right now. Yeah, he's not. I'm telling you, he's not getting the votes. But I did send him a message, saying that he's challenged to debate me on. I sent the message on Facebook. He hasn't answered me yet, so I don't know. Anyway, hey Nico, how you doing? Okay. So, all right, ready? So I will be talking about the trip that I took to Antarctica that completely destroyed Flat Earth, made all the Flat Earthers since then absolutely lose their stuff. They have had a hard time of it since we went there, and a lot of people have had some different reactions to it. Of course, several have accepted it and moved on and freed themselves from the burden of the Flat Earth cult. Good for them. Some people have denied that it happened altogether, though, including one person named Edward Hendrie. He wrote this book here, which I think is titled The Greatest Lie on Earth as Told by Edward Hendrie. He lies a lot in that book. I went to Antarctica, and the flat earthers that desperately cling to this map here, right? They can't accept that we went and saw the 24-hour circling sun. They can't accept that. And the reason why they can't accept that is because it's impossible on that map there, because how could the sun ever be seen away from north, right? North is in the center. How could you ever see the sun due south in that model? Because the sun is doing circles, they say, around the North Pole. It is not possible for a circling sun on that map. And so they have to either accept it or just religiously deny it, even though there are centuries, there's 1.25 centuries about of people saying that they've definitely seen the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, including Amundsen and Scott, who used the 24-hour sun and the elevation of it with some sextant readings to determine when they had actually reached the South Pole. 2 different expeditions went there. They did not get there at the same time, but one left some flags and a marker at the South Pole. The other expedition found the flags and marker that they left, using similar techniques to figure out where they were. But that's not it. There's no shortage of people that have said that they've witnessed the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Here's a book by Gavin Francis called Empire Antarctica. He was there, I think, in about 2003 at the Halley Station, one of the UK stations there. He says here on page 66, says, "Midnight came and went, but the sun wheeled through the sky regardless. Concepts of day and night, one year or the next, had no meaning in this place." Pretty well-written book, I'll say. And there's 3 or 4 different spots in here talking about the 24-hour sun. In addition, the people that were on the expedition there at Halley Station had a blog going the entire time for each month. And so Gavin had a couple blog entries speaking directly about the Antarctic 24-hour sun as well as some other people. So there's no shortage of eyewitnesses that have seen the 24-hour sun. Neither is there a shortage of videos, and that won't be that we will get into that a little bit today. Now, I did go to Antarctica on the plane flying there. They gave us these. I kept mine. It was like in the seat backs and stuff. So welcome to Union Glacier, just a little pamphlet of stuff there. I've got that on hand. If anybody is curious, I could send you some photos of it. If anybody wants to get some firsthand, some primary witnesses, right? I purchased this shirt in the gift shop there. Has the latitude, longitude of the Union Glacier. So there's what I have, just a little bit of a couple of things that I have there, plus a ton of video and photographs. I've published a bunch of them. I'm working on publishing a bunch more. One of the things I'm trying to do first is I'm trying to upload all the original videos to a place where everybody can get them. This is a slow process. I've had several roadblocks on the way. I have a solution now, but I need to mail in some hard drives, and I'm working on that in the coming days here, so that I can point, here is the original raw video as recorded from my camera without edits. If you want, you can get those. So everything that you upload to videos on YouTube, of course, is compressed, and the quality is degraded from the original. You want primary sources? That's what you do. Now, I'm talking about Edward Hendrie, and he has a series of blog posts where he has not gone to primary sources. He has not ever asked me for any of the source videos. He has complained that some videos haven't been published, but never actually reached out to me. I invited him to come on, I think 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, to see if he had any specific questions for me. If he wanted to, specifically ask me, what would he want to ask me? He declined my invitation, and so it seems to me that he is not interested in seeking out primary sources. Now, why do I say that? Well, I use the word primary source because of his profession. So let's have a look here, just so you know who he is that I'm talking about. He has Great Mountain Publishing, is his own self-publishing arm here. He has quite a few books. They look like they're all mostly toilet paper for the best usage. Anyway, he is, for some reason, like so many conspiracy theorists, he's quite severely anti-Semitic. That's why, you'll see some of this, some of these things here that makes it pretty clear of his position on that. I want to, let's see, open image. And I want to point out this one here, this little picture here. You can see flat earthers often get confused about the sun, and Edward is no exception to this. Is the sun in front of this person's hand, or is it on the other side and the glare is shining to the side? Well, we all know it's the glare that we're seeing there. Anyway, so who is Edward Hendrie, you might want to know? Well, here is on his website here. What is this? Be clear here. This is on his Substack website. So this is what he says. He's a lawyer and a Christian researcher who's written many books on a variety of Bible topics. And here we have his page on Amazon, where he says, again, the exact same copy paste, it looks like. Here we have a page on, Tex Mars. This is Tex Mars, who's been on with Tex Mars a few times. And this is a big page that he put on details on Edward Hendrie, and specifically lists right here at the bottom. Hendrie is an ex-Catholic and an attorney. Also mentions that he went to the University of Notre Dame and subsequently earned his law degree from a Jesuit institution, the University of Detroit in Michigan. So that's who he is. He is a lawyer. Now, what has he done for his career as a lawyer? Well, you find him on LinkedIn here. And Edward Hendrie. Let's roll down here to the bottom. We see, Notre Dame at the bottom. Oh, it's a little bit off the screen there. But Notre Dame and the University of Detroit Mercy School of Law right there. So he has this is the one and the same Edward Hendrie. Here, let me fix that for you so you can see it a little better. So there you go. University of Notre Dame. So this is the same one, senior attorney at Drug Enforcement Administration Office of the Chief Counsel. So he is an attorney with the DEA. That's who wrote this book. That's who wrote the blog. In fact, he has been in the Law Enforcement Bulletin published by the FBI. This is from 2003. If we jump down to page 10, we can see a picture of him here. There it is. An article he wrote. Special Agent Hendrie, DEA Legal Unit, is a legal instructor at the DEA Training Academy. Now, 2003 wasn't the only time he was published in the FBI Law Enforcement Bulletin. Here we have, again, page 20. We see same picture there from 2003. Money laundering, something, something, Special Agent Edward Hendrie. So there we have another photo of him. We've got some other photos here. Here's, don't want to show other people that aren't involved, but there it is. We can see who he is. There you go. Looking right here. If you look, same guy. And here he is. This is a more recent one here. He's getting, people age, and he's aging. So there it is. That is, let's see here. So now, what else about him can we say? Well, I've looked, man, he's everybody whose name is not Edward Hendrie is apparently a horrible person. So he has here a list on his webpage here of all the people that he thinks are quite horrible people. And not that I'm specifically calling out any people here or agreeing or disagreeing with any of this. The point is, everybody that isn't him, he doesn't like. So he doesn't like Joel Osteen. He doesn't like Jerry Falwell or Billy Graham or Kenneth Copeland. I mean, who likes Kenneth Copeland? He doesn't like Pat Robertson or Dr. James Dobson, right? These are different religious leaders. He doesn't like Martin Luther. He doesn't like the Catholics, and he doesn't like Martin Luther. And he doesn't like the Seventh-day Adventists. No surprise he doesn't like Mormonism. He doesn't like Judaism at all. He's horribly anti-Semitic. And he doesn't even like the Protestants. So he doesn't like the Catholics and he doesn't like the Protestants. Apparently, that only leaves him. That's all that you're left with is him. Anybody who's not named Edward Hendrie is not acceptable, not good enough. So the specific topic I'm looking at here is this article. This is the first on the series of articles that he wrote on the final experiment in Antarctica. And he's like, oh, it's not so final. Well, it is final. The reason why Will Duffy chose the name The Final Experiment is because flat earthers for 175 years have all agreed, with almost zero exceptions, a couple recent exceptions, have all agreed that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica is not possible on flat Earth. And with good reason, because if you have the circling map, right, as I mentioned before, you cannot have somebody on the perimeter look toward the outside, right, and see the sun at any time of day, at any time of year. It's never possible when you're on the perimeter, because they say that the sun is in the middle. Okay, so it's a fantastic test. It is a true-false test for whether or not flat Earth is a tenable idea at all. So it is an extremely great final experiment for testing whether or not the Earth is flat. Science can falsify things. That's the most powerful thing it can do. So so he's rambling a little bit of whining. He mentions that their successes were trumpeted worldwide, and that's correct. Here we have themirror.com mentioning that Jaron, you can see right here, Jaron did in fact say that he was wrong. And since then, of course, Jaron has had quite a turnaround and has completely ditched the idea of flat Earth and is quite upset at the people that are flat earthers because they've been attacking him and backstabbing him. The people that were his friends for 10 years now, almost. They went and started attacking him as soon as he said, "Hey, I went to Antarctica and saw the 24-hour circling sun." That was all he said, and they attacked him. Terrible, terrible people. He was being honest, and they attacked him for being honest. That's not what truthers do, is it? So now, with the advent of video lens technology, people have been able to prove the Earth is flat. Now he's talking specifically about the Nikon P1000, which I have. I have one of them. And here is the P1000 that I used. This is at the beach on Pensacola Beach. And you can see there, we got the water out there, and we got, I'm up about 10 feet above the water. And what did I do? I found a boat. You see that ship right there in the middle? I found this ship. And on this ship, you can see the superstructure. Looks like it's a fishing boat. So you only see the stuff above the hull, really. And I used that very camera that he thinks is so ever so good at proving flatness. Well, I zoomed in on it. I did exactly what flat earthers said would you can do with that camera. And they said that it would bring back the boat in full if you just zoom in enough. So here's the zooming in. Oh, well, it's the exact same amount shown. Well, let me zoom in all the way. Oh, well, look at that. It's the exact same amount shown. You don't see any of the hull. None of it at all. So unless that boat is sinking, it's behind something. Something is actually blocking the view to it. So that's not good for flat Earth. So no, in fact, the video lens technology doesn't actually work. It's a little bit of a bait and switch is what they do with it. So anyway, they say one trick is they use is to not measure or examine the Earth itself, but to look at the sky. Well, why not look at the sky? It's evidence. All evidence is good as long as it's well done. Let's do a good job looking at the sky. Well, in fact, in Edward's book, he does mention looking at the sky. So if you're going to suddenly switch around and no longer accept looking at the sky, well, then you better tear this book up. Whoever wrote it, you must not agree with because you mentioned the sky in that book, Edward. That's called a double standard. It's hypocrisy. Not a good look. Anyway, so this is a good point here. Whether there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is an important issue because according to the most widely accepted view of flat Earth, Antarctica contains a massive ice wall surrounding the Earth's ocean. If it could be proven there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, this would undermine that popular model of the flat Earth and support the orthodox globe model. It wouldn't just undermine it, would completely falsify it. There is no explanation for it. So now we get on to him making accusations about other people faking things. So he says Anthony Powell's fake time-lapse video. One of the most notable fakes of a 24-hour sun was contained in a film produced by Anthony Powell, somebody that was in Antarctica, unlike Edward Hendrie. He produced a documentary film and called A Year on Ice. Very good film if you want to watch it. I love it. Anthony Powell, at the 17-minute and 30 mark of the film, Anthony appears on camera to show his watch and announce that it's the middle of summer. Let's check the time, just after 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock midnight. And I have that video right here queued up for you. Let's see, I'll get... That's not it. Oh, I have it. I have it right here. Hold on. All right, 12 o'clock midnight. Let me make sure I can hear it. All right, let's watch it again here. All right, so this is important to note right here. That's 12 o'clock midnight. It's just over 12 o'clock midnight. This is all you need to disprove flat Earth, because there's the sun, and that is looking south. If you look at maps of McMurdo Station, that is looking south. So this right here, just this one individual frame of the video falsifies the entire flat Earth model right here, all alone. So what are we going to do with it? I mean, it's already been done. This is it, right? So, and this video here, this video is by Dearth, who says, can't fake that. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. So if you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, you're done. Benefit of the doubt, that's the sun, 24-hour sun, doesn't matter. You don't need it. You don't need to see a full 24-hour video. All you need to do is see the sun due south 1 second. And that's what it is there. So now there's a bunch of clips in here. Wait, let's look again. The sun remains above the horizon. Now, here's one thing that apparently flat earthers are unable to understand. You can film something at different times of the year. Notice the lack of snow. Yeah, no snow there. And, oh, look, it's obviously filmed on different days. And here they are making a big deal of it as if it's an issue. It's not an issue. You can film things on different days. In fact, if you were to reach out to Anthony Powell, he's a real human and has an email address and a phone number, and he'll answer him if you reach out to him and ask him what happens. What happened here? Why is one with snow and one without? Well, the answer is that he will give you, because other people have asked him. Unlike the lawyer who would, you'd think that a lawyer would know how to do some research and find primary sources. Anyway, the one on the right there was filmed quite a bit before the one on the left. And he was in Antarctica producing film and sending it to the production company. And they're like, hey, can you introduce this clip? So he had gotten the 24-hour circling sun video before, and then later they're like, hey, we need you to introduce it. So that's when he came out there with the watch. So they were done on drastically different days, which is completely acceptable. I don't know why that would be a problem, but apparently this is very confusing to flat earthers to understand how that could happen. So anyway, so we're watching the video here going around. Sun looks a little fake. That's probably just me being silly. It is in fact you being silly. There's nothing fake about that sun. Go outside on a sunny day. Maybe Flat Earth Dave has never done that and pointed a camera at the sun. But this is what you get when you point a camera at the sun. So anyway, what is going to be the complaint here? Well, I think I know. Pretty sure I know what it's going to be. And will they? Here comes again that mountain. Will it show that they did deep research? No, it won't. It's gonna be the opposite of deep research. They didn't go. They just looked at this video. The one thing that they had in mind while looking at this video was to absolutely require that it be faked. But it doesn't matter. We already saw the sun due south. So. But yes, the beginning and ending are the same. They looped the video. Not a problem at all, because the original video exists. I'm sure they reached out to Anthony Powell. And, oh, geez. So, did they reach out to Anthony Powell and say, hey, Anthony, can you explain this? Well, Doc Studios interviewed Anthony, and Anthony went over it with them. And, Will Duffy talked to him as well. And Will was able to get a the original video. He was happy to share it with me, and right here is the original video. What do you think of this? I'll just play it here. This is the original unedited video from the camera. You can see this is a fisheye lens, which is a good way to film things in Antarctica. So let's watch it a little bit. And the reason why it's a good way to film things is because you want to have it. It's the kind of thing you'll have on hand because you don't need to move it sometimes, right? When we were in Antarctica, we used Insta360s. Now, this was from 2008, so they didn't have this particular model of Insta360, but it's the type of camera that would be used. So here we go. We're coming around to that mountain again. Let's see if in the non-clipped version, what we see here, the original. So the original, oh, look at that. The clouds come in. So the clouds come in partway through here, right? And we can jump back the first time through. And so this is all the first time through, right? So we'll jump to the clouds here. Go a little forward. Look at that. So this entire clip, it's available for anybody to grab if they want. Go get it. You can look at it yourself. People that are actual researchers would have reached out to the primary source and said, hey, what about the original video? Can I get the original video? Can you explain it? No. None of that happened. And this is pretty common for flat earthers. What they do is they start with the conclusion, Earth flat, and everything has to match it from then on, right? This is the process they use. So step 2 is let's go find evidence that sort of maybe kind of, but not really supports flat Earth, which isn't what is applicable for this particular one. Then they'll go to step 3, reject any and all evidence that contradicts flat Earth. In any way possible, lie if you must, but never do enough research to actually be certain that you have the conclusion. That you have the conclusion correct. They do not want to ever consider looking at evidence all the way through and deeply looking at it. And that's what happened here. They didn't look at it. I will link in the description the original unedited video. You can go look at it yourself. There's no looping. It's a very nice video. It's even longer than the one that was included in the documentary. But now, in a documentary, they're not doing a science experiment. They're doing a documentary. So why did they loop it? They looped it for aesthetics because it's a documentary. There's different purposes for that. They weren't thinking in that some science denying cult flat earther was going to come along later and be curious about it and try to tear it apart because they don't like to be honest. So anyway, Anthony Powell, thank you for that, for being open and sharing that video. So let's continue on with this article here. And we have certainly confirmed that there is a 24-hour circling sun in Antarctica with Anthony Powell's footage there. So yeah, that was Dave Weiss's analysis of it. So they're like, proof that the time lapse is cleverly spliced. Yep, it was cleverly spliced, but that doesn't make it fake. It's real footage from a camera, and you saw the sun due south. So, all right. The second and most notable anomaly is the cloud formation. Yeah. Anyway, he goes on and on about that there, but they never did the actual research. And now we get to the meat of this article. Enter the Flim Flam Man. The Flim Flam Man, he is saying, is Will Duffy, is what he's claiming. So, well, who's Will Duffy? Well, Will Duffy paid for the trip for several people. Didn't pay for me, paid for a couple of things for me. Like, he was very generous, but he paid for himself and for 3 other people to go. 3 flat earthers he paid for, and 1 non-flat earther. So he paid for 4 more people to go, plus himself. He paid for 5 people. What a guy. So, but Will came with some baggage. You see, He claims to be a pastor, but he preaches a decidedly unchristian gospel. Remember, who is everybody? Remember, everybody that's not named Edward Hendrie is wrong, according to Edward Hendrie. So anyway, he doesn't like this this thing that Will, who's a pastor and gave a sermon, a 3 or 4 part sermon on this topic. I'm certain that Edward did not watch all of them. So we finally get to my conclusion of the matter of lying and deception is that after carefully looking at both sides of the debate and after taking a very deep dive into everything I could possibly find in scripture regarding lying and deception, I've come to the conclusion that neither lying nor deception are inherently immoral. That wasn't clear sometimes. A lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do. And to get to that point, if somebody shows up at your door and they got a gun and they're like, hey, is this person in the house? I want to use this on them. Are you going to tell them they're in the house? Or are you going to say, yeah, they're right down the hall here? No. The moral thing to do would be to make sure that that person doesn't go find. So you would not just say, yeah, here you go. You would potentially tell them, no, they left 3 hours ago. That would be the moral thing to do. And this comes right from the Bible. There were some spies in the land that were the good guys, and somebody lied to protect them, to save their lives. And that's from the Bible. So anyway, read Will Duffy's sermon series on that is available for free. Flat Earthers could go do the research and get the primary information from the source if they wanted, but they don't. Anyway, but this is important now. This is Edward Hendrie's position on lying. Now, he's an absolutist, it seems. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. So certainly, if Edward Hendrie is ever found to be lying, he's going to be in trouble with himself. That's his standard. A few more of them here. So now the stage is set. The person in charge of funding and organizing what he called the final experiment is one with the devil. He's a bit dramatic here. But yeah, you can read this, greatmountainpublishing.com, if you really are looking to turn your stomach a little bit. So we've got, it says, after the final experiment was rigged to falsely show a 24-hour sun, Duffy revealed that one of his main goals in conducting the final experiment was to clear Anthony Powell's name. Well, of course, he did, yeah. I mean, Anthony Powell's name was never sullied to begin with. Only flat earthers' useless opinion on it, because they don't like truth. Right? Here's the truth. Right here. This is the truth. Let's find it. So over the water, right over there. This is about midnight, right there. That's about midnight. Due south. That's the truth. You can go there. So anyway. Now he talks about Jaron's GoPro so Jaron had done a GoPro video and made it available for people. And he says there's obvious video alteration. Now, how does Edward Hendrie, who is a lawyer, not a video forensics expert, determine that? Certainly, a lawyer wishing to make a case in a court of law would seek out a video forensics expert, a subject matter expert, so that they could do the appropriate analysis. Of course, he did not. He declared that he is an expert and did not consult anything. So I would think that a lawyer who has so many years, multiple decades of experience, would definitely not go and declare himself to be the expert in something he has no expertise in. To make a case, you would definitely need to get a subject matter expert. He did no such thing. He does not go to the primary source. He does not properly seek out experts when he needs to. This is the way of flat earthers. They do not care for truth. If he did, he wouldn't have done it himself. Anyway, they used some sort of video technology. What sort? You don't know. You're not an expert in it. That allowed them to create a fake sky backdrop. I have no idea how it was done, but you know it was done. You see the problem here, everybody. Anybody reading this should immediately know that this guy is a complete fraud. I have no idea how it was done, but it was definitely done. You see, a video forensics expert would answer that question, how it was done. You can see anomaly in the video where a cloud changes altitude as Jaren walks toward the latrine. Now, he declared this, with himself being the expert, but Jaren called him out and showed video in real life. Like, this guy's never been outside with a camera. And right here, he says, when I first posted this article, this is an edit now, I observed that a cloud had unnaturally dropped in elevation as Jaren Campanella approached the latrine. While I was correct that the cloud is computer-generated imagery, how is he correct on that? Obviously, he's not an expert because he was wrong about something so simple. I was incorrect that the drop alone was convincing evidence of CGI. If you are not enough of an expert to identify that clouds moving like that are normal, why would you think that you are expert enough in this same field to identify the other things? You're not. This should be evidence to you that you are not qualified for this. So the drop of the cloud appeared unnatural because it was. No, it wasn't. You just admitted it wasn't. The cloud is CGI, but a cloud dropping. Why wouldn't, if it was blue skies and no clouds for the first day and a half or so, why if it's all faked, why wouldn't you just leave it all blue? Why don't you just have the whole thing be blue? Why not? Why would you trouble yourself with clouds? Well, the reality is that there were clouds in the sky while we were actually really there. Anybody can go. Edward, you could go. You could have gone too. Anyway, let's look at how he knows it to be CGI. In the series of screenshots below, you can see that Jaren's chest-mounted GoPro is square to the horizon as he walks toward the latrine. I have labeled the screenshots with the image timestamps. The horizon remains level as he walks in a straight path. The unique winged cloud formation changes its orientation to the horizon. That can only happen if the cloud is CGI. Actually, that would not happen if the cloud was CGI. If the cloud was CGI, it wouldn't have any warping issues. CGI doesn't have that type of problem. Barrel distorted lenses have that type of problem. The lenses that you use in real life. When you generate things on a computer, they're by default idealized. You have to intentionally add in distortions if you're going to try to fake a lens. You need to set it to fake the lens, but it's not doing that. It's showing a lens, and I'll show you why here. Now we see here on this first one here. On this first one here, here's the center of the frame, and it's going up to the right. And here we have center of the frame. It's going up to the left, same cloud. And here it's to the right of the frame, going up to the right. And here it's near the middle, where it's not curving much at all. And Edward did another one, similar spacing. Edward was nice, and he cropped them all. Look at that. But the problem is, of course, you lose context when you do that. Let's go back to the context. It's a barrel distorted lens, and you're seeing the clouds on different portions of the lens. Near the edge of the lens is where the barrel distortion is the highest. So once again, if this were CGI, you would not have this artifact at all. This is evidence that it's not fake. Again, if you're going to if you're going to do CGI of something, the thing about CGI is it's by default idealized. So anyway, and thus ends his first article on this topic here. So Edward Hendrie, that was a bad showing here. This is the first of several articles I will be reviewing more of them. This is the first of many. So be sure to like and subscribe so you can see when I expose this this guy again. But I just think for yourself. Just think for a minute. This guy is a lawyer, supposedly a lawyer. And if you were to make a case as a lawyer, you definitely want to get the primary source. And he has not asked me one time for any videos. I have on hard drive right here. I have on these three. I have another one over here. The original raw from the camera Insta360 videos. All of them. I have the original raw, unedited action cam footage from my camera. He has not requested that of me. He has not said, hey, can I ask you some questions so that I may get an understanding of it? This is the type of failed investigation that flat earthers do. They're not interested in seeking out the truth. They have their pre-selected conclusion, and that's the only thing they care about. So anyway, we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you. I'll be putting that up on maybe I'll edit it tonight even. Maybe I'll give it a day or two. But let me check. Edward is not joined. Eddie Pooh, what's wrong with you, man? What is wrong? Let's see. Poppy. In the Rittenhouse trial, there was a distinct need for expertise in video imagery when there was zoomed in security footage. Yeah. You know, lawyers do that. Lawyers care about that kind of stuff. Got a dog barking there. What? Donkey. Shh. Any noise at all. Any noise at all. We've got Elkisium is, I'll tell you what, Elkisium, if you're going to make that kind of an accusation against me here it is. Elkisium. This is, I'm going to do this here. Remove. So I had given Elkisium a moderator status so that he wouldn't get timed out or blocked from other people. But here's the deal. I want to make sure. Let's see. There it is. Right here. Now, Elkisium, here's your chance. You're going to make that. You're going to throw that accusation at me. This is your chance. Right now. Right now. You send me an email. mctoon@mctoon.net. Right? You sack up. You're going to throw that kind of accusation. You're going to step up. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's the kind of stuff that's just not going to fly around here, buddy. Right? So his mod status has been removed. If he makes an accusation like that again, ban him. You're done. I'm not interested in a gutless coward who is going to throw those types of accusations out and not be a man and step up and face me right now. Right now. Okay? There it is. Everybody gets that, mods. If he makes that kind of accusation again, he's out. And M Stone is right. He will. Wait, what? He didn't. Oh, didn't. Let's see. That. Okay. Nope. All right. You're out. I guess, dude. Yeah. That's the thing. I despise cowards. I think they're gross. They're nasty. The email that I sent to Edward Hendrie today, I quoted one of my favorite lyricists. I said, "A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A hero dies but once." And Edward Hendrie proved himself to be a coward today. He died again today, right? One in a long stream of deaths for the coward Edward Hendrie and the coward Elkisium. So, yep. So, it's simple, right? I say this all the time. If you think I lied, point out where that is and bring your evidence. And we just saw Edward Hendrie's complete lack of ability to actually get evidence, right? He wrote this book, right? And he has citations in the back here, right? It is well cited. Let me see here. Nearly 900. Oh, over 900. We've got 913 citations in here. The problem is, just a citation doesn't mean it's a good citation. So, oh, we got a puppy. What's Penguin doing?
Being adorable.
Good pupper. She's a little smelly. Here, I'll put it next to the microphone. Everybody sniff a little bit. See if you can get a good smell. No? Oh, how you doing, pupper? Oh, girl. Right, okay. All right. What? That's my ice. Okay. All right. Puppy, you can go. Go down.
Do you want doggy too?
No, I don't.
All right.
Thank you. I don't. Oh, she wants to stay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay. What's a bit overstated? I don't know what's a bit overstated, says Bessel Problem. So, yep. Anyway, so, yeah. You know, Edward sits there behind his blog and boldly lies about me, right? I know what I did. I know I went to Antarctica and he didn't. I know what I saw and he wasn't there. He could have gone. He didn't go. But Edward, here's your chance. Here's your chance. On my other channel, I posted a challenge to everybody that thinks it was faked. You included, Edward, and if you don't accept this, then you would agree that it was not faked. Okay, you agree with me. I'll pay you $100,000 to go to Antarctica with me. And if the sun sets on that very same trip, right, December 14 to 18 this year, ALE, Antarctic Logistics and Expeditions to Union Glacier. If the sun sets, you get the $100,000. I'll put it in escrow before, right? We'll get a contract. We'll both agree to the contract. But of course, you being confident enough to stand there, to go on your blog, to go on to other people's channels and say the things that you've said about me, you must be very bold and certain about it, right? You should consult Jesus about this one. You should pray to God about this one, whether or not you're being truthful there, Edward, right? And if you are being truthful, then of course you have 100% confidence. So you'll put $100,000 in escrow and we'll both go there. And if the sun circles for 24 hours a day, I get the $100,000. I take all. And if the sun sets, you take all. You see, I'm confident. I know I was there and I know what I saw. If you're confident enough to write those things that you've written about me, you'll accept it. And if you're not confident enough, then you're a coward and you know you're lying. Right? And I saw what I saw your position on liars. You stated it. So, in fact, you have stated that a liar is what did you say? Is in league with the devil. It wasn't exactly that. Let me read. Let me make sure I get the quote correct here for you. The flim flam, right? Yeah, it won with the devil. So, Edward Hendrie, if you're lying about me, by your standard, you are one with the devil. If you're confident enough, then you'll accept my challenge. What are you doing, puppy? Hold on. Oh. She's got a little, he's chewing on something. Okay. That's it. Edward, step up or shut up. Delete everything on your blog if you won't accept that challenge about TFE. If you won't accept that, you better delete it all because you know you're lying. I was there. I'll step up. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Will you? If you won't, you got nothing. Sick of you people. Liars. You just scum. Scum. No honor. Right? You're a lawyer, right? You're a lawyer. You can't research for crap. What a joke. Another song by that same lyricist. Icy Spin says CK wants another 100 on Wits. I got that. All right. Zoomy, I got that one. Monkey Cat Pat Pat says no. CK wants another 200 on. Was this just going to be constant like that? It's okay. I'll do it. I gotta find him. Who's CK? Who's CK? What am I missing about CK? The Swoderman says that's not a fair challenge, to be honest. You're right, and he's lying. It's way easier for you. Of course it's easier for me. That's the whole point of it. I know I'm right. I know he's lying. And if he won't accept it, if he won't accept my challenge, step up, get that money ready, then he knows he's lying too. You see, he won't do it because he knows I'm right and he knows he's lying. I'm proving Edward Hendrie to be a liar right now. Right? I'm proving that he's a liar. He will take it. Why would you not take it? Of course he would take it. Is 100,000 not enough? We can make it more. You let me know how much it needs to be worth your while to spend 2 weeks on a vacation in the southern tip of South America. A great place to be. Punta Arenas is a fantastic place. Now, I don't want to be at the same hotel as you. You're a piece of crap. I'll take the Diego, the same one. You go find another one. There's plenty of others, right? I don't want to sit next to you on the airplane, right? Your stink of lies. I don't want to hear it. And then, we get down there and we see the sun. And then, I don't know, you can hitchhike to the South Pole. I don't care. Go find a crevasse, jump in it. So, the grumpy old mechanic says, give more attention to the Roald Amundsen expedition to the South Pole, please. So, Will Duffy got a book, read through the whole book that covered that, the Amundsen and Scott expeditions both. I didn't get that, but maybe I could pick that up a little bit. Rossi says it's impossible to watch the sun for 24 hours and not burn out your retinas. Yeah. Itoria says, to be fair, I've heard law enforcement isn't allowed to have a very high IQ. That's what Witsit says. Definitely nowhere near 160, humbly. Happy Tuesday. Good point. Bezel Problem says, how old does Will Duffy believe the Earth is? So for the most part, Will says he doesn't care a ton. I think I think if I remember correctly, his position is that it's older than the regular young Earth creationist position. So that's all I know. But yeah, I don't think I know he doesn't care a ton about it. So, and Anyway, Jack Fetter says, all hail the mighty P1000. Always. It zooms in like crazy, but its chromatic aberration at high zoom is rough. And the focus is difficult too. But it is nice for zooming in on things. And it still surprises me. I'll hit zoom on it. I'll zoom all the way in on something and I'm like, holy cow, it really can bring something in. So Meat Permits Tad says, oh no, the boat is sinking, call it Coast Guard. There's no video. There is no video of zoom bringing something back that's been partially obstructed or wholly obstructed by the horizon, right? It's the bait and switch that they do. So the globe claim is that as you get farther away, things are obstructed bottom up, right? So when it's near, nothing is obstructed. When it's at the crest of the horizon, nothing is obstructed. Beyond that, some is obstructed. Beyond that, more is obstructed, right? So get something that's beyond that and like the hull is blocked. Then zoom. It doesn't change it. Doesn't change at all. What they do is they'll show something that's not blocked by the horizon, but it's small. And then they'll zoom out so that it's too small to even see. They'll say, oh, look, we're going to zoom back in. And they zoom back in like, we brought it back after it went over the horizon. It didn't ever go over the horizon. It just got too small to see. That's not over the horizon. You need to see it partially obstructed by the horizon. It's so dumb. Andreas L. of the 900 citations are any proof of flatness? Well, I have to say I haven't read all of it yet. I've read parts, and the parts I've read, not so good. Again, a guy that's not an expert in any of these topics is speaking as an expert on these topics. So not good research. I would definitely, if I were the employer of this lawyer, I would definitely fire him for not having the ability to do good research, right? You couldn't win a case if you put together your case and you wanted to have some analysis done of video and you didn't trouble yourself to get the right person. If you just had you, the lawyer, look at it and be like, wow, it looks fake to me. What's the judge or jury going to do? Who's this guy? And the other side's like, oh no, here we have some, we have some actual evidence, some good stuff here. And you're just saying it looks fake. No. Right. He actually linked to a video by Dave Weiss, right? Dave Weiss, a video forensics expert? No, a salesman. He sold paper, printing stuff, right? And then he sold solar panels. And now he sells a crappy app that leaks everybody's information. Well, great for him. Well, that reminds me, I wonder, oh no, I checked already. Edward does not use Dearth's app. Just in case you're wondering. I'm gonna make sure. Just double check. It's worth double checking. Open recent folders right there. There it is. Here we go. Searching. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, we got a kitty?
Yeah.
Oh. Hello, kitty. There you go. There's Raccoon. She's super nice. She's very soft. And she lets you rub her tummy a little bit. She doesn't mind it. Okay. Are you getting?
Turtle doesn't want to.
Oh, no. All right, here you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Sleep well.
You too.
Okay. Yep. Confirmed. Sorry, I wasn't certain. I thought I'd looked, but yeah. Good choice, Edward, not launching Dearth's app. You definitely should not. It will leak your information. Peter Markley says, Basil Problem seems to have a giant hate boner for me and Will. He keeps trying to bring up young Earth creationism when it's not the topic, and he's already been told we don't want to discuss. Yeah, bezel problem. It's not a topic I cover here. So, I mean, if you want to engage with people on that topic, find a venue that has people that want to engage on it. There's no shortage. There's Discord servers that would be very happy to entertain that conversation. I don't really care a whole much myself, right? I don't think that the Earth is young. I don't think that evolution doesn't exist. So, right? I think there's plenty of people that look at the Bible and say, "Yep, that says that God did it, and how did He do it? Well, let's go figure it out." And the people that have gone and figured it out to their best answer today is, well, it's this old, and this is how life came to be. So if they're right, super, and if they're not, hopefully they'll fix it. Doesn't matter. So. Magical Cat Girl says, MC Tune, your twin is driving public transport buses in Australia. What? My twin? Who? Is there a doppelganger of me that's driving public transport buses? Jack Fetter says, holy crap, Batman, wait until this guy's employer does a Google search. So normal looking, hiding bat crap crazy underneath. Oh yeah. Edward Hendrie's, those books, nuts. That guy is nuts, right? There is no way. I can't imagine, like, he's living a double life. Writing that kind of stuff is insanity. And then working at a regular place, like, you'd have to be like Severance, like just click it off when you go to work. And then when you go home, who knows at home? At home, is he nutso with his family? That doesn't last long, right? He probably has to leave it shut off when he's with his family, and then he gets into his safe place, right, where he can go and grab his Gleason map towel and hug it and cry himself to sleep every night because he's wrong and lying about everything. Jack Fetter says, sure, unedited by you, but not by NASA, using the secret firmware backdoor they have by law that allows real-time video manipulation. And that's the thing, right? That's where they go to. They always have to go to, I don't know how it was done, but it totally was done. Why? Because it's your pre-selected conclusion. That's not how reality works. Reality is, let's go figure out reality. You don't pick it before you start. That's dishonest. That's lying. Jiffy Cone says, any intention of even a brief fact check highlighting particularly entertaining citations? Oh, from the book here? I've not looked at the book very much. And I want to remind you, this book was purchased used. I removed this from a used bookstore. He did not get any more money from me. The money was already spent. Whoever got it was like, it's too rough for toilet paper. Let's go sell it. So, let's see here. Yeah. What are they got? The Red Bull jump, right? It's the horizon. Right? That they're like, take a little clip. You recognize that one? Right there? Right? The dog cam. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't do an exhaustive search of the different ones. He didn't get the 1935 photo from National Geographic by Captain Albert Stevens with a rectilinear lens. He didn't find that one. Why didn't he find that one? Because it wouldn't have confirmed his pre-selected conclusion. Right? Well, maybe that is that is maybe a little more lawyery, right? A lawyer doesn't care about truth. They only care about winning their case, right? One of the things I could never be a lawyer. Like here, you're going to go, you start as a public defender, right? Go find this person, you're going to get assigned to defend these criminals. And they're, some of them are definitely guilty, but it's your job to defend them. and they should have a defense. Yep, they have the ability for a defense, but to do it, I couldn't defend somebody that I thought was guilty. I would not do that, but a lawyer will. I don't get it. I can't. Anyway, emergency landings. Oh my gosh. He uses a Mercator projection here instead of a globe. And he's like, it doesn't match. Of course you used the wrong thing. That's not how they chart routes, right? Did he look up? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yeah, again, different page, used the Mercator map again. Didn't use the globe projection. Different page, same thing. Why not? Why not use the globe instead of a Mercator projection to do it? So, but yeah, I'll get to that. I'll do select from that. I got a whole bunch of books on the top left here. I ordered a bunch of little smaller ones. So that centerfold of the curve was drop dead sexy. Yes. From the National Geographic. Amazing. Okay, Isider 74 says Nikon cameras are magical. Yes. They defy the laws of physics. Like, oh, consumer optics have outstripped the ability for NASA to lie. Like, no. You can get, for less money, you can get a telescope. It's a cheap camera that doesn't focus well at high zoom. And they're like, oh, that's what stars really look like. No, they're not. Jack Fetter says, all hail was Flurf-targeted sarcasm on my part. I missed it. I missed. All hail the mighty. Oh, yeah, of course. I got the sarcasm. Okay. Rossi says, does Dave's solar panels track the sun better than his app does? So the funny thing, of course, is Dave selling solar panels on flat Earth. Solar panels would work 24 hours a day because the sun would never set. But also, in order to figure out how much energy you can get from solar panels, you need to use the globe. Of course, Dave's app uses the globe all the time. What time will the sun rise and set for your location? Uses the globe. Basil Problem says a minimal number of persons, all who are stupid or fraudsters, believe in flat Earth. What's the harm? What's the harm? 3 that I know of have run for governor. There's one that I know of right now that's on a school board. So would you want your kid to attend a school where one or more flat earthers were on the school board? I would not. If they got their way, they would defund things, the things that shouldn't be defunded. That's a political thing, right? Everybody has their own pet projects they want to fund and defund. So, but the other thing is it's harmful in that it ruins people's ability to think critically. I think that's the really, like, one of the underlying problems. You see people that, like, I've been in doing this long enough that I see people when they first come in and they're like kind of normal, but they're just falling for it. I'm like, oh crap, they're falling for it. And then 1 or 2 years later, like they lack all ability for critical thinking, right? It ruins everything. They fall in for everything. They're out there. They're doing typical anti-Semitism stuff that they didn't do before, right? Oh yeah. Back of this, like the last half of this book, littered with anti-Semitism. Why do you gotta be like that? It's gross. So there's more reasons to it. For what's the harm in flat Earth? It ruins families. Because it's an all-consuming conspiracy theory, it tends to make it so that people that are into it lack the ability to maintain regular interpersonal relationships. And in Ranty Flat Earth, when he exited, he had his metric that he figured out for whether or not a person's a Poe was whether or not it was all consuming for them. He said when he was a flat earther, he would get up in the morning, go to work, take a long lunch, go to the seaside, get some video with the P900, come back from work, and then spend hours and hours and hours on calls and all sorts of stuff till late in the night doing stuff with flat earthers. And he didn't have any interpersonal time. Like it ruined relationships like that. You see Seek Truth, Speak Truth, who had a girlfriend, and when he got into flat earth, they broke up. He got out of flat earth, they got back together, and now they're married. So a good win there for him. If you look at the video by Tyler Oliveira, he interviewed somebody at the convention in Las Vegas, at the Flattoberfest in Las Vegas, where this lady had mentioned that I think she got divorced because of flat earth. There's a guy that was one of the finalists for the Golden Ticket that was a divorced and was in a custody battle with his wife for the kids. And the ex-wife, was using his belief in flat earth as a leverage against him for the kids. And I was very bothered by this information, that he would not give up flat earth in order to see his kids more. What? Seriously? Kids over flat earth, and he couldn't get it. It didn't. Man. So that's the harm. That's the harm, I think. Meat Permits. Tad says, what if the earth is old, but the curve is young? Oh, that could be. I've heard a young earth theory. This has got to be the really wacky one. I don't know where this came from. I cannot source this. can't give you the provenance of it. I can just say that I've heard this. Maybe somebody else can. The claim was that the earth used to spin faster, and it was like a big disc shape, and it used to touch the moon. And that then something happened that caused it to separate, and then that the Earth's rotation slowed down, and it went to more spherical shaped. Well, the moon stayed out there, and that because it used to be warmer and have more oxygen, that things grew bigger, like dinosaurs, in shorter amounts of time. And that's why there's such a proliferation of these old looking things, was because there was so much more oxygen at the time, and it made everything look older. So Joe says the flat earth becoming round comes from Tolkien. I didn't know that. Middle Earth started as a flat until it became a ball. This Chilgamet. I didn't know that. I mean, I've read the Silmarillion twice. Not that I understood it. It's a bit tough. I think I have it right here. Right here, I've got it. I mean, I like it, but it's a slog. But this has got the maps on it here, and this is the problem. The map in here doesn't match the maps from Lord of the Rings. Quite, they're different. Anyway, here you go. There's the map. I can't map I can't translate this to the Lord of the Rings map. I don't know. Maybe people are better at the Silmarillion lore than I am. Maybe, definitely. I'm partway through the TV show, and I haven't watched it for a long time. So Peter Markley says he's right. Middle Earth was changed from flat to a sphere toward the end. Okay. the claim that I'm speaking of is it wasn't fiction. They were claiming they had, all right, it was a high schooler who went to a very literalist school, Christian school. And that was what it was taught at the school to him. And and so it was taught to him and he relayed it to me. So it's a couple generations of mangle on it. So there you go. Is there a young earth theory about that one? And so then the curve would be young and the flatness would be old. Icy Spin says, how does a helicopter not fly off the spinning ball? The Sun Express says, developer, what is good in life? To crush the enemies of debug, to see them flee the FS check before you and hear the lamentations of the C-make. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but that sounds cool. C-make. I haven't done make for... Switched to Ant long ago. And then Maven, Docker. I still use Ant. I like Ant. Rossi says, is it too late to nominate Elon Musk for top left? It is. Sorry, maybe next year. Bacatzoids, Jewish cousin circumzoid. Says, I came across a killer globe proof that to my knowledge has never been brought up. Look up grid corrections. Good luck explaining that one, Flurfs. So grid corrections works well in the north. It kind of works for flat Earth. The specific quantity doesn't. So I'll explain it. When laying out roads and across the plains here, Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas, they would do these big sections, multiple miles long, and they'd put a road and then another road. They go east-west and they go north-south and they line up. So every X miles you make them go. But what happens is because latitude, longitude angles in as you go farther north, you can't use, right? If you did it based on latitude, longitude, it won't line up. That's of course what they used. And so they go farther south and these lines wouldn't line up anymore. Like, okay, well then they'd get to a line and say, okay, stop here. We're going to shift things. And so you'd have, rather than line up like this, you'd have line up and then they'd start missing. And then you'd get to where there's enough of a miss. That was a pretty big deal. So you have along these lines of corrections, you'd have these north-south roads that would go and then have a dog leg in them. So that the problem is, of course, that works for flat Earth because flat Earth gets smaller as between lines of longitude as you go north as well. Grid corrections only work for the globe south of the equator, because south of the equator, the globe requires that lines of longitude converge, and the flat Earth requires that they expand. So you'd have to look at like Australia or Africa or South America, which they all have their own issues with this type of stuff. So I don't know if these grid corrections work there for roads. Are you talking about other grid corrections? Maybe. I don't know. Facatzoid. Let's see. People think T-Rex can't grab its prey with claws because they have short arms, but really it's because they're dead. Hashtag science. Thanks, DP Debunks. Okay, Facatzoid says yes. Okay, so it is about the roads. Yeah, so it is an interesting thing. And so if you can be specific about it, it matches the amount of divergence that the globe requires, not that flat Earth requires. But the problem is flat Earthers can't even, it boggles their mind when you would actually put to test the numbers. They can't do math. Flat Earthers, by necessity, can't do math. They can't do geometry. They can't understand that the sun could never set. It's that simple, right? How far away does the sun need to be for it to set on flat Earth? It can't. There's no answer to that. It can never get to where there's a negative angle just because it's far away. So, okay, Facatzoid's Jewish cousin circumzoid. There is a cool reason why weird. Yeah. Well, I'll put it up here so people can see, because I just used my fingers. This is better than using my fingers. Right there. There's a cool reason for those weird jogs in straight roads right there. You see? Why are they like that? Why didn't this road just keep going? And why there's this little curvy one here, right? You can see the east-west one. They have the hook in there that comes off diagonal and then hooks in with the east-west. So because the earth is round, spherical, you try to impose a two-dimensional grid on a three-dimensional sphere, you'll find it's an impossible task. Of course, if they were correct, if flat earthers were correct, with the map that they, right, this map here, right, I'd use a polar coordinate system, right, and so you can map from somewhat from a spherical coordinate system to a polar coordinate system. Distances don't work, but you can do that. So anyway, thank you for that. The Catzoid's Jewish cousin circumzoid. Jack Fetter says the harm, 3 words. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Not, to my knowledge, she's not a flat earther, but she's into wacky stuff, right? The government can control the weather. You're the government, lady. You're the government. Like, who is it that's controlling it? There's not many steps higher than she's currently sitting at. Seriously. And then I always forget what's her name, the one that in Georgia that ran for governor. Oh, she's so dumb. She's so dumb. She's a PhD from in some psychology thing. Like, so she's so dumb. Candace Taylor. Thank you, Zumi. Oh, like, oh, that lady, whoever it was that mocked her, was so on point. It was so good. All right, Indie Tiger Sci-Fi Review. Okay, I think he's getting to the important thing. State plane coordinate systems in the U.S. have zones because the further you get away from the origin of the grid, the different amount of curvature is needed, and that's a great point. So, some people that have a little bit of knowledge of surveying, they'll look at the state plane coordinate system and then say, "Ooh, send that Shifty." Then they say, well, that they just use planar coordinate systems. So how it works is each state will have multiple state plane coordinate systems, and not just one though, multiple. And it depends sometimes on the shape of the state. Minnesota's rather vertical, so they go this way. Tennessee is horizontal, so they go this way, and they'll use a different projection. Some will use Lambert conformal conic, and some will use Mercator. I think I'm correct on that. Give me a little grace on whether or not I'm right on that. But they do use 2 different ones based on whether or not it's mostly vertical or mostly horizontal. And they're like, oh, well, they just use a planar coordinate system. But hold on a second. You can't go from one grid to the next, right? So they have 2 grids that they overlap. You can't go from one to the next just using the same coordinate system, right? There's a transform you have to do on the edge. And in order to do that transform, you got to use the globe. And they use a planar coordinate system because it's easier, and because depending on what you're doing, you may not need that kind of precision, right? So if you don't need precision to an inch, then you're okay, right? So imagine you're like, hey, I'm going to lay out a field We don't have GPS. This is the days before GPS. I'm going to lay out a field between two farms. How much precision do you need on that? Is half a foot enough? Yeah. Well, then you're probably fine. You can, depending on the precision, and as you get farther away from the origin, from the center, the X, Y, or the right, it gets more and more. So right in the middle there, you're totally fine. And as you get farther away, then it's not as correct. And then on the boundaries, there are ways that you have to use the globe in order to do it. If the Earth were flat, you wouldn't use multiple per state, and each state wouldn't have their own. There'd be just one. You'd have one coordinate system for the entire world. It would be uniform. You wouldn't have to do any transforms between them. It'd be super easy, but it's not. Bobert got her GED just weeks before taking her position in the House. Pretty telling how dumb she might be. Oh, man. All right. So, all right. DP Debunks, what are you doing right now? Are you counting the votes, DP? DP Debunks, are you counting the votes? Let me. All right. You totally should count the votes, DP Debunks. I counted them today. And I know who's winning. I know she's not a flirt, but crazy is crazy, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the friggin' Intelligence Committee farm. Yes. When will voting end? So that's a good question, DVids. Here is today, the 27th. Hold on a second. Just a second here. All right. Well, DP Debunks, check your Discord. It's probably the 8th. Probably the 8th. Could be the 15th. Probably be a Tuesday, or a Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. So could be the 9th or the 18th. That's more likely, 9th or 18th. So, and remember, you can as be wise about your voting, right? You can vote thumbs up on every video if you want, and that's fine. It's just a wash. You can watch every video once and thumbs up just the one you like and give that one a 9-vote boost. That's a good way to do it. Or you can, yes, cheating is allowed. And you could do it. You can do it with multiple sock accounts. That's totally fine. Please don't hire one of those shady places to do it, because that gives a bad mark to our channels. So don't do that. Right. PhD Tony says, I have acquired a copy of Kreitzig's Advanced Engineering Mathematics. #best life. Here it is. Look at that. You sought this out? I've not cracked this book. Well, I mean, I've looked at it, but I've not used this book since I was at college, and I didn't really miss not using it. This is serious math here, and the flatties. Oh, poor flatties. So wrong about everything. There you go, my favorite, the triple integral. Love the triple integral. Can't get enough. I just. Is it getting harder to find flirts to debate? Yeah, it is. TFE has distilled the flirts, and now it's left with just the cowards and the loudmouths and the ones that run away. So you know, and like they're like on both on Facebook and on X, they're like, you know, saying two different flatties, 2 weeks, 2 separate weeks, claiming they're accusing me of being scared to debate them, and I'm like, I'll debate, and then they run. So, Mikey is not running anywhere. Yeah, but Mikey won't debate, right? And of course we saw Elkisium in here earlier, making those accusations, and then ran away like a little scared baby. So, yeah, it is very telling. It is very telling. Will his toe debate? I don't know if his toe will debate. Okay, hold on. Isotter74 says trig is beyond them. They can't grasp trig functions aren't linear. Oh, they don't even know what it means when you say linear. Right? They don't get even that. The sun, the movement of the sun across the sky is linear. And they're like, oh, it's above the flat earth. Like, well, that is a non-linear function. Lost them already. Lost them at just that. They don't know what that means. Non-linear. It approaches an asymptote. They're like, what's that? Asymptote. Grips it Vapes it says flat earth is their savior, religion is just an ends to justify the memes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's perfect. Where did DP Debunks go? Where did you go? He was I sent him a link here to pop in. Icy Spin says CK. I'll allocate 150 for Witsit, Monkey Cat Pat Pat, 150 for Witsit, and I'd like to add say like 275 Witsit, and please enable Zoomy blocker reasonable. What? How am I supposed to decode that, Icy Spin? All right. I'll put this in the, I'm just going to make a bribe section right at the top here. Okay. Bribes. There we go. Who's CK? Why do I not know who CK is? I don't get it. There's DP. Hold on. There he is. I didn't have my earbuds in. I was watching, but all right, they can hear you.
Hey, people.
They
How
can't.
the hell are we?
They can't see it yet, which I don't know. Maybe it's okay.
That's could be for the best.
No, I'll get. Let's see, where is it? There it is. There's that. Just a second.
Do you have a face?
Yeah. Did you send a message to Nico?
Message where?
To Nico.
When?
Oh, we
Was I
talked.
supposed to? What,
Yeah.
What have I?
We talked last night. I know it was 24 hours ago. It's tough.
I'm confused.
That's okay.
And I've been feeling a little bit sick, so my brain might be melted because yesterday was nuts. I think myself and Unforticated, after we knocked off on the Drunk to Bunk show, went for like another 3 hours or something over his channel, just having a chat, which was really cool.
Well, that's nice. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
Hey, there
Now-
I am.
They can see you now.
Sort of.
But it's hold on.
Hello.
It's something's wrong with it. Hold on.
I can close some
There we go.
windows.
There we go.
I've got a lot of.
Got it fixed.
Hey.
Fixed that. Yes. Joining us from Australia, from down under, we've got DP debunks who the really did a collaboration video with Nico. Amazing.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That is okay. So we talked last night that I want to debate him, and you were going to message him. I sent him a message today on Facebook, but he hasn't answered yet.
Oh. I don't remember saying that, but I will absolutely do it.
All right.
My apologies. I've been very slack. Someone had me designing T-shirts.
Yeah, that was me.
Hours last night.
You know, you should drop the link in.
For the store.
The chat here,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I ordered the. You got to get it up on screen too. I ordered the Witsit the Platypus T-shirt. Well, it's just, if you just Google DP Debunks Fourth Wall, I think you'll find it.
What? So just drop the link in the chat for
There
everybody.
it is. There it is.
I give up. I've been telling people in my chat on my streams, don't buy anything, because I just create these products to amuse myself and make myself giggle, and it's had no effect. So I'm like, have at it. I'm done.
Binge Thinker wants the backpack. I love the backpack. It's so good.
So proud of the backpack. And then when I was like, oh, hang on, it's grey. I should do a white one for Antarctica. So the Antarctic Explorer edition was born.
Oh, Max has Nico on tomorrow. I can tell him he will talk with Dr. J about theology. All right.
Yeah. I'll be checking that one out, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good.
My lady friend remove some windows from a house. So I'm assuming it's legal to do so and that it's all been arranged. But if not, I may need you all to buy a bunch of stuff from the store for bail money.
Is it her house?
No. But apparently it's all above board. But, once bitten, twice shy. That's
a song by a 80s metal band. Great White.
Hell yeah.
Right? Is that right? That's right.
I'll go with it.
Oh, DP Debunks is not loud enough. I gotcha. There you go. Say something.
That's a problem I've never had before.
There we go. All right.
I'm quite surprised.
So, your video. Oh, let me look. I'll look. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to give the details. But I have a spreadsheet, and I'll share the spreadsheet at the end, because I can see and Craig can see the number of thumbs ups, but nobody else can.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So there you go. The highest right now has 12,000 votes.
Whoa, that is a lot of votes.
And remember, it's 10 per nomination and 10 per thumbs up and 1 per view. So the thumbs up are really can make a difference early on, but the views can add up and squeak out a win. So.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm deliberately not paying attention to the numbers after I dropped my Dearth video when it was dead on arrival. So I'm ignoring view counts now.
Your Dearth view was dead on arrival.
Yeah, the one about the data leak. I think I released it at the wrong time. B, it's a few people commented like, "Oh, this is old news." It's like, well, kind of, but it's still happening. The data's still leaking.
This still is. But so did you see Critical Think released his final video in that he's been not final, but working up toward his 3 Bitcoin claim.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
So he did.
No, I'm doing after this.
He dotted every I and crossed every T to the most stringent way possible to leave no possible way for the potato to squirm out. Even got a clip. And where did he get the clip of Dearth saying that? I may not know.
It's a mystery.
It's about his integrity, and if he doesn't pay, then he's screwed. Dearth said that, and somebody sent that clip to Critical Think.
Wait. There's a problem with that statement, and I've got to call it out in the interest of truth. That presumes Dearth knows the word integrity.
Well,
how is that?
That's a problem, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's a great video.
Chat GPT exists. That's where he got it from. Chat GPT exists.
So yeah, so 2024 and 2025 is not looking good for Dearth. Not at all. I think 2025 is could be it, because we got Shifty here in the chat. Do you know, since he came back to the globe, the ladies won't leave him alone. Man,
I've watched it happen. So Shifty, and it's been awesome. It's been popping into my streams.
Yeah.
And every time he does, because we can check the analytics in the back end, and it's split between male and female.
All the ladies,
Shifty, it's like 96 to 4.
Yeah.
Shifty comes in, it's like 60-40 female.
His milkshakes bring all the ladies to the yard.
Mm-hmm. And they're all like, it's better than yours. I've been watching a lot of Dearth, and my brain, that's probably why I'm feeling unwell. But he posts all his presentations on his second channel, the Flat Earth Dave interviews.
Flat Earth Dave interviews two. Yeah.
Sorry, the sequel, Dirt Parter, and he's been posting these presentations where his mark just doesn't care. They're not listening. So the ones I did where you're speaking to Dana were phenomenal. She is just dead. Does not care. 0 F's given.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And there's another one that I was watching the other day that I think I'll go over on the channel, where the guy dares to ask questions and asked Earth to clarify a few points, like who are they and why the conspiracy. And Dearth hates it. Absolutely hates it. And in both occasions, he's had to move away from Flat Earth and all his evidence into the really fun stuff like Old Earth and Tartaria and giants, and it's so much fun.
So,
just to see him scrambling.
The way he does it is he picks a mark that's prone to conspiracies, right? So then when he gets cornered and he's like, what do I do? Then he shifts. That's his strength. He's a hard sell salesman. That's how he was trained, right? Selling solar panels is a hard sell because people aren't calling you, you're calling them. So he was trained on how to get around those kinds of things. It's kind of scummy, right? That's why people don't. Yeah, people are a little.
But in both occasions, he's had like 0 traction. He's thrown all his stuff out, and they're just not biting. Like he's appeared on so much stuff. Like you trying to debate flat earthers now. You're just getting the dregs. It's bottom of the barrel time because no one will step up. They've got nothing. And Dirk's in the same boat. He's exhausted all avenues. So now he's having to talk to like normal people, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to watch.
And I'm looking at the channels that he's going on, and they have like 73 subscribers.
Well, I was thinking, I've got my old channel that has nothing to do with Flat Earth. So I was thinking maybe I could reach out to Dirt and see if we do a presentation over there.
Yeah, he'd probably find your other channel, find your main channel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But everything on that is Football Manager, which no one cared about.
Football.
So, Football Manager, Soccer Manager for you people
in
wait, America.
You're in Australia. Isn't it rugby?
No, rugby's totally different. I'm from South Australia, Adelaide, South Australia, so it's all Aussie rules football here.
Kiwis are into rugby, is that right?
Big time. Yeah. But a lot of the East Coast Australians are too. It's more over that side. Here in the middle, we don't care. We just kick an egg-shaped thing around and hit each other really hard without any padding.
All right. I gotta make sure I know where Adelaide is, because I don't. Sorry. There's it. There it is. Oh, okay.
And where I live on the coastline, like near Adelaide, but near the beach. And there's a shipping lane out there. So all week, I can see ships going back and forth and appearing over the horizon and then disappearing when they go the other way. It's really weird.
And amazing. I love how creative they were in naming the state that you live in.
Oh, yeah. There was a huge conference and panel, and yeah, they really put the effort in. Like our neighbours, Western Australia, they worked really hard on that one. And then there's the Northern Territory just above us.
And South Australia, they just really didn't try, did they? Right?
Well, we were founded on the East Coast, so they did New South Wales, and then they did Victoria and Tasmania and Queensland, and then they were like,
wait, Victoria?
I'm out. Screw it.
Where's
Victoria? Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
Victoria's capital is Melbourne.
Yep.
Or Melbourne.
So Queensland, I mean, it's the Queen's not kicking anymore.
No.
Did they?
No.
They change
Queensland have tried to secede a couple of times.
Oh. I mean, when usually like when Quebec wanted to secede from Canada, the rest of Canada is like, okay,
go. See ya.
Who's going to vote no? Or we're not. Are you going to? Right, but they didn't leave. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, and it's the same situation here. Queensland are like, we're going to go start our own country with hookers and blackjack, and everyone's like, fine. Like, you've got all the crocodiles up there. We don't want the crocodiles. Like, go.
Crocodile. Big Fish B-32 is the wrong queen. I know. It wasn't named after Queen Elizabeth II.
It was named after the band.
Yes. I want to go. And the capital is called Freddie Mercuryville. It's
right outside the state parliament is Brian May's guitar, just the huge replica of it, which he made out of a shelf.
Philip Beretta says everyone needs to play McKeegan's video on MC Tune and repeat every night while you sleep. MC Tune for top left. Don't disappoint Minnie McKeegan and Rusty. So I don't know exactly how YouTube does their metrics, but I think that it doesn't give an additional view every single time you watch it. It probably has something like one per day. So you'd have to do it on multiple accounts if you really wanted to try to leverage it that way. So,
and use a VPN like mine. I mean, that was out loud. I loved watching all those voting videos with you and Mike yesterday because we were checking out McKeegan's and got to that last shot.
Yeah.
And all of us at the same time just went, oh, low blow. Like, Rusty and your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
and
play.
And then today he went even lower. He posted on his community tab the photo. Like, oh my gosh, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. And let me look at the numbers here quick. Hold on.
Nikkei has outed him though, because now we know Rusty's a robot.
Oh yes, of course. Let's see. I can tell you who's winning between Nico and me. Nico's ahead.
Whoa.
Well, let me check here.
I am not surprised.
Let me check
here.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a lie.
It is.
Very surprised.
Yeah. Nico is. Yep. So, yeah, you're going to have to get those views in, is what it's going to have to be.
So,
man, we got bait.
Potentially, not only is he undefeated in debates, he could be undefeated in top lefts as well.
Yeah, Basil problem is getting timed out by people. All right. Like, read the room. Okay, I don't have a problem with you being here and everything. But like the people that are timing you out, Basil problem, and blocking your stuff, they're not young Earth creationists. they're saying be respectful. But you did ask me, and Basil asked me if I believe in evolution. I said it just a little bit ago, right? There are people who have studied that. Whatever is the best answer that the people who have studied it have as the best answer, I'll say, yeah, that's probably the best answer. That's as good as we know right now. So, yeah, he's harassing Peter. We are here because of the flatties. Let's just all have one kumbaya circle to laugh at the flatties. So
Basil, you got to chill out, man.
So on Joe Rogan's thing earlier this week had a guy that got the lighter that was in Antarctica.
Saw that.
And on that video, I commented that I was one of the people there. And then some flatties are in the comment thread. Oh my gosh, they're so dumb. And I don't generally debate on YouTube comments because it's so difficult, because you're not necessarily going to get notifications, and I get so many notifications I can't track it. So I'm like, whatever, I don't. But anyway, on this one I've paid a little more attention, and man, they're dumb. They're so dumb. One guy said that there's 49 feet of drop in 1/4 of a mile, according to the Globe. Because he said, why don't you have that millionaire friend of yours build the force the line structure? I'm like, because there is no material. Actually, my answer to that was, how much deflection would there be in degrees over 1 mile? If you can't answer this question, you're not equipped to have to participate in the conversation. Of course, he didn't know. He had no clue how to do it. And I said, if you're going to build that, you'd need to build it for multiple miles, because in a mile there'd be 8 inches of variation, right? So how far would you have to go? But if you're standing on one end to the other end, can you tell 8 inches above water? Like, you go to the ocean. Here's a structure that's above the water by 3 feet, and a mile away it's above the water by 3 feet and 8 inches. Can you really tell? There's waves and stuff. You can't tell. That's really difficult. You want to have something that's really good. You want to go 5-6 miles where it's a lot above. And he's like, why do you don't need that, you just do a 1/4 mile. I'm like, what are you talking about, a 1/4 mile? Yeah, it'd be 49 feet. Like, oh my gosh, why would it be 49 feet?
And that's why drag cars go so fast over the 1/4 mile, because it's all downhill.
But how much is it downhill? It's not downhill at all. But what's the deviation?
49 feet.
49 feet. No. Who's got it? Who's got it?
I'm leaving it to chat.
You're what? They'll get it.
I'm leaving it to chat, because they were all smarter than me.
Yeah. LIGO needed that kind of precision. But yeah, they won't look at the LIGO stuff, right? That's the whole thing. They say they want it, but nope. Don't ask AI, do it yourself, Stanley Tools. 1/69th of a degree. Nope. We're talking about the linear drop from horizontal tangent. So it's going to be a length measurement.
Carlos 0.668.
Man, this isn't Brenda.
Less than one shape. It's probably close.
So it's so 8 inches per mile squared. So what's the distance in miles? 0.25. Right? Multiply it by 0.25, 0.0625, and then multiply that by 8. So Brenda, you got it right for a half mile. This is a quarter mile. It's a half inch. In a quarter mile, there's a half inch of drop. So a difficult amount to measure. But the challenge is now you have to have a structure that's so rigid that it doesn't flex 1/2 of an inch over the course of a quarter mile, which is how many feet?
20 jokes that just went through my head that I'm not going to say because they're not appropriate. But now, I'm not a rocket surgeon, but a half inch sounds like less than 49 feet.
It is. But I asked you a question. This is a quiz. You're going to be graded on a curve. How many feet in a quarter mile?
I'm metric. I can't. Ugh. I'm disadvantaged. This is racist, is what this is.
Willie fully got it. How many? All right, I'll go easier. How many feet in a mile?
Yep. 2, if I'm walking.
You know, the best way to know that is to watch the Saturday Night Live sketch where General Washington was giving the pep talk. You haven't seen that either, have you?
No.
They want to use...
I have watched quite a bit of SNL, but we don't get all of it here.
They want to use wood, which flexes too much. Yeah, that's the thing. That they used that in the rectilineator, which was a bunch of concavers in Florida. And they used these 10-foot long rectangular things made out of wood that they had crisscrosses on it going so that they could get it nice and rigid. And they're like, we're going to go and we're going to see how much it rises or lowers. And they went some distance along the water. I'm like, how did you ensure that it was lined up so perfectly? You can't. There's no precision instrumentation to do that back then. Still today.
What do you mean? Just use your senses too. You're just like.
That's about it. I've talked with concavers and I'm like, well, how do you know that they had it level when they started? They used a bubble level. And what kind of precision would you need on a bubble level in order to make sure that a mile away it's not angled? I don't know. Exactly. You don't know.
A bigger bubble level.
How many inches in a mile? Now, I can't multiply 5280 by 12. In my head. It's going to be over 50,000, though. 63,360. There it is.
Metric people. The math is heaps easier. When you're dealing in like tens and thousands and hundreds.
Yeah.
Well, once you start putting other numbers in there.
What time is it? What time is it there in Australia?
It is 3:49 p.m. here. It's almost 4 o'clock.
Okay, so you're drinking Foster's?
No, nobody drinks Foster's. It's a myth. It's a psyop, is what Foster's is. Nobody drinks that here. I think it was IC Spin did a song just about not drinking Foster's.
But there was a commercial that says Foster's is Australian for beer.
It's not. It's not at all. Just lies. You can't believe the media, Toon. They're all in on it.
Oh, man.
That's just what they want you to think. Here in Adelaide, it's all Cooper's. Cooper's Pale Ale. Yes, please.
Cooper's Pale Ale. All right.
Yummy.
Icy Spin says, let me throw it in here for the song. All right. I'll
have a
play
video for it.
There's no video for it?
Unless he's made one since. I don't think he has because he was hassling me to do one for the Deep State song, which was great. It's got one of my favorite lines in a song this year. It's all about falling in love with the conspiratard. And one of the lines is, oh no, you're hot and you're dumb.
There's a lot of overlap in that. That's No,
it works on a lot of different levels.
Send it IC Spin. What we'll do is I'll put him full screen, right? And during that song, he will be the video, right?
Interpretive dance.
You're good with that, right? All right, I'll set
Absolutely.
up the scene. I'll set up the scene. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna love it, except for you.
Can only end badly. I see Spin. Quickly send me the lyrics, and I can lip sync to it as well.
That's it. See,
I'll use my good friend Satan as my microphone.
That's the kind of dedication I'm talking about here. That's
what I do for
exactly.
you people.
So there it is. The scene's ready to go.
Spot the drama student.
Oh, you're a drama student, huh?
I was. I studied at university for a Bachelor of Secondary Education, majoring in drama and English.
And what can you do with the degree in that?
I could have become a teacher. And that was the plan. I was going to be a high school teacher. And then I realized when I was doing my teaching practice and going out into schools and dealing with secondary school or high school students that was absolutely the last thing I wanted to do for the next 30 to 40 years. So yeah, I don't teach. Those who can't teach, I can. So dodged a bullet. And now I drive spreadsheets all day and make pretty graphs.
You drive spreadsheets?
I do. Build them and code things and do all sorts of funky stuff.
In Excel or what?
Excel, and use a lot of Power Automate and Power Suite, Microsoft stuff, SAS Analytics, a lot of that gear. Yeah. Good times. You're like, I know how to party.
Right. I mean, it's all Lotus 1, 2, 3 for me, really.
No, we can't all be awesome.
I usually use the Google. All right. Monkey Cat Pat Pat says CK is your future ex-wife. Welcome to Zoo Crew.
Yeah.
I don't know. Icy Spin says, Tune join us TDDS Fridays, leave morals at the door.
Yeah, that's great.
iSolder74 says Critical Think has jumped through all of Flat Earth Dave's hoops. Oh yeah. That's going to be good. I mean, that is the thing is he set it up. There's $300,000 in play here. Right? What lawyer wouldn't take that on 50% or 40% or 30%, whatever that we know? Like, oh yeah.
And then
do that.
CT's here in Australia, so with the exchange rate, she would basically own the country if it comes off.
Yeah,
so.
basically. The problem is, of course, CT is in Australia, and it would have to be filed in the United States. So makes it a little more challenging. I don't know the legalities of it, but I'm all for it. I'm all for him. iSolder74 says he's trying to sell his pitch without pushback. Yeah, that's what Dearth is trying to do. Absolutely. Like he's always choosing his mark. That's gonna not push back. And and as soon as Max and I show up, he runs off scared.
Or it just sits there frantically blocking everybody who's popped in and even mentions it.
The block list on his channel. You go to his channel and you read, there's nobody disagreeing with him. He just blocks everybody.
No.
And he's like, the truth doesn't fear investigation. Well, then why do you block everybody? iSolder74
That's for YouTube comments.
iSolder74 says Australian rules football. Is that just rugby, or is that a different game?
No, different game. It's I can't even.
Is it like American football, just different rules? Or is it not like American football?
No. So you guys grab the ball and run with it. Our guys can run with it for a little while, and then they have to bounce it. It's a similar shape to yours. It's not quite as pointy, but they bounce it kind of like a basketball, but not constantly. And then they can just kick it. So instead of having like one punter, everybody can do that at any time.
That sounds a lot like rugby.
No, well, rugby, they just grab it and run with it.
They don't bounce it?
Go. Not really, no.
Oh.
No. Well, no, they can't bounce it because then it's a
turnover?
Whatever it's called. I'm not sure. I don't follow rugby either.
Okay.
I play basketball, so... And I had a English grandmother and mother, because that's how genealogy works.
So cricket.
And so, soccer, football for me, I grew up with.
I just do ultimate. iSolder74 says, no yawns, they are addictive.
Well,
sorry, no more.
Once you pop, you can't stop. That
Now,
might be something else.
that I said the word, guess what I want to do? Meat permits. Tad says, I was at LIGO in Washington last year. The guide was talking about how the ends of the tunnels were raised 6 inches. Then she said, I won't talk about flat earth. Basil Problems says, flat earth is a worldview. How does it compare to other worldviews? For example, how does it compare to the idea that the earth is less than 10,000 years old? Well, that is a valid question. And so the shape of the earth you can go look at right now. So we can all right now at this moment go examine the shape of the earth and do any number of experiments in real time, in person, firsthand to determine the shape of the earth. The age of the earth you cannot go examine, right? Unless you have a TARDIS, you can't do that. So you have to do it in different ways. And so that's that how does it compare? The way that you research it is different. You can't do it in the same using any sort of similar methods. And PhD Tony is probably typing right now saying that there is more evidence for the age of the earth than there is evidence for the shape of the earth. I don't know if he would say that or not. Something like that. He's always good to have that. So yeah, it isn't my particular field of expertise. So
I can't say it's something I care about at all.
Everybody has something they're good at, and then a lot of things they're not good at. And
And then there's me.
Best to recognize the things that you're not good at, things that you don't have that expertise in. So I mean, what are you good? You're good at something. What are you good at?
I'm decent at playing guitar, and I've really discovered my love of video editing in the last couple of months. Pretty good at that. Geez, what else? Yeah, that's about it. And spreadsheets. I'm pretty good at the whole spreadsheet thing.
And hats.
Hats. And getting views on a stream that I'm not present for, but I'm somehow hosting. It's quite the feather in my cap.
Icy Spin says DP Debunks paints a mean bedroom wall, I bet.
I've been known to... words is hard. Nope, I got nothing.
Okay.
But, okay.
Tori Hanzo says, good morning and holy pancakes. DP Debunks has been everywhere the last 24 hours. We have 593 people watching right now. And I'm sure a lot of them are already subscribed to you. But you know what? You can put... You should totally put your channel in the description here. So they can go. It's always good. You got to go subscribe to them. It's free for you.
A bunch of people can go subscribe, and then all the people who are subscribed who are watching me here can unsubscribe. Because that's the thing that happens for some reason. What was funny is people have been going nuts gifting memberships on my stream, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Joining the ranks of punkers, like 250 or something crazy. Absolutely insane. But I saw today someone who'd received a gifted membership free for nothing, cancelled it. I just thought that was amazing.
They canceled
like-
a free membership.
Free membership to this? No thanks. I'll be in therapy next week.
I don't know if maybe a cancellation is a non-renewal of a gifted membership.
It hasn't been a month though. I've only had them for like 2 weeks.
Oh, maybe
so someone's made the effort of like, no, thank you.
Interesting.
No offense taken. Like I've seen my stuff.
No,
I get it.
He cried, people. He cried. Whoever it was, think about this. When he goes to bed tonight, he's gonna be seriously. The pillow's gonna be wet, just saturated in the morning. Don't do that.
I bet it was McKeegan. It was McKeegan.
He would do that kind of thing, wouldn't he?
He would.
Did you see the low blow on that top left video? Oh, it's just like him. Knock it off for 24 says, evening, sir. I suspect the next test will be posting due. Postig due? Postig. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. Oh, all right. Christ Barker says, by the way, Toon, if you had a 49-foot drop over 1,250-foot road, that is a slope of about 4% or an angle of about 2.25 degrees. There we go. Jack Fetter says, I'm sure you are both AI generated a new language. Go!
Put me on the spot there, Jim. I'll tell you what I have got. Toon, you saw my menagerie of characters yesterday.
Yes.
On the Drunk to Bunk show with Elmer Spud and CC Lespew. I've added some more. They'll be making their debut very soon. So I now have Sovhorn Leghorn. For Carvin the Martian. And a couple of them now have voices. So Elmer Spud will be sharing some of his wisdom, and CC Lespew will be piping up from time to time, along with Wits at the Platypus, of course, and Creepy Sexy Dearth, and Satan the Light Bulb. He'll be around. So yeah, it's gonna be good times. But I will send you after this. I'll send you a demo video of CC Lespew and Elmer Spud. You will love it.
Okay, I'm going to play something. You tell me if you hear it. Hold on. Did you hear that? No. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix it. Make sure I'm doing this. Oh, that's why. All right, hold on. All right, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. And can you hear this? Did you hear that? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I know why. All right. Zoom.
Aldebaran's got it.
Zoom does not. Zoom is very particular about audio. There's lots of options. And of course, by default, it does not send high quality audio to everybody. So, I gotta fix that then. There it is. There it is. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
All right.
Excuse me.
And do you hear this now? Does it sound good? It's still bad? Really?
Yeah.
All right. Nobody heard it. Nobody heard it at home yet. I was not sending it.
Just to reassure everyone at home, I'm not messing with MC2, and it does sound weird in my ears. I'm not being a jerk.
Well, let me try this. It's supposed to now, but all right, how about this?
You walk in a pub with a big old grin, thinking you.
There we go.
That? Okay. All right. All right, here we go. This is it.
I don't know the cadence or anything, but I'm going to give it a red hot go.
Oh, mate, you came all this way, and the first thing you say, I went to Foster. Hey, you walk in a
Funny again.
with a big old grin, thinking you know how we Aussies live. But let me tell you straight up truth, that blue can, yeah, that's a myth. We got Cooper's VP and Big Sex X Gold, but Foster's not mate, that's Stone Cold Old. You think we drink it? Well, here's the twist. That stuff's exported, it don't exist. Foster's never heard of it. Might as well ask for a kangaroo spit. Shrimp on the bobby ain't a real thing. Crikey, mate, what else you think? You're wearing a cork hat trying to blend, but you scream tourist by the words you send. You reckon we ride round on Koala too? What's next? Drop bears coming for you. We drink our pints, we love a good chat. Foster's, nah, you can keep that. The only time we see that name is on a joke shirt. What a shame. Foster's never heard of it. Might as well ask for a boomerang tip. Shrimp on the bobby ain't a real thing. Crikey, mate, what else you think?
You need your guitar. Where's your guitar?
Grab it. It went funny again. Hang on.
Oh, you think we all say good day non-stop and wrestle
Ruined it. Missed it.
crops in the outback scrub? Well, mate, let's clear up one more myth. We don't all sound like Steve Irwin. Foster's never heard of it. Try a real beer, you clueless git. Next time you come, do a little reading, or swap your pint for a glass of EB.
That was pretty good on the fly like that.
That's not bad. I had to, yeah. Next time, because I'm assuming this will be a regular bit, I'll move it to the other side so it's aligned with the camera. Karaoke with DP.
Ah, very nice.
Lip sync battles.
Lip
Now
sync battles.
I know what I'm doing on my next stream.
All right, let me put the audio back to default.
Just for any guitar people in the crowd, because they're always there. Look at this ridiculousness. Figure that out.
Oh, I love that style.
Headless. I've got the Ibanez like metal handle for posing. No headstock. It's all gone. And it's ridiculous.
Wait, no headstock?
Hey, no headstock. Because it's a headless guitar.
Oh.
So you tune it.
You tune it down there?
You have to
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to tune the butt.
I work with a guy that's a guitar player, and he's like, he hates it. He hates those. It's the worst to him.
It's like hardcore, like metal guitar, and my plan for it is to use it to play like slide blues, just to annoy metalheads.
All right, let's see. Icider74 says, would making them watch MathNet help the Flurfs? No, I think they lack the capability mostly to understand
I don't think the
math.
Magic School Bus would help Flurfs.
No, Icider74 says, this is Stallman Flyer. Hold on. Wait, what is this? What is this sorcery? Stallmannen, Flyger, Idagslagus, Ach, Batman, Svanger, Einatin.
Did you just summon a demon? What is that?
Don't know. All right. Basil Problem says, do you believe the Earth has an age? Yes. If you do, please state what you think it is and why. If you don't, state the same. The reason why is because people have studied it, and the age is the best answer that the people who study it have come up with. And to my knowledge, that's around 4 billion years. So, and the reason why is there are people that are quite brilliant that have put in a lot of effort to working out the age of the Earth, and it seems they've got it to 1 sig fig, maybe 2. Right? I don't know. That's the best I got.
Turns out you did summon a demon too.
I did, apparently.
He's here. Oh no. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Hey everybody. How are you all doing out there? This is I, your fake son, Satan. Say hi to Dean Erdl for me. That came from Culture Cats. We were watching the Dean Erdl sermon. Talking about Satan, fake light in the sky, and this was just like sitting around, so I drew a face on it. It was like, yeah, I've got a Satan light too. Yeah.
He's so... I watched it again for the video I put out today. It's that whole thing is such a mess of idiocy.
All like bookended by, you could have gone, Dean. You were on the ticket.
Certainly.
You had multiple offers.
If he were there, he would have been able to cast out the demon from the sun. Right?
And from you and Dave and all the other globe demons that were there, according to Dearth, he could have fixed the whole thing, put it to bed. But no.
So New Moon says, I want to debate DP Debunks. He's so funny. New Moon is was in here earlier doing some apparently doing his required mantras for the day. Right here we have these things, right? This stuff here. So I mean, you see this all the time. Flatties will come in to chats, or they do on a Facebook or X or wherever they are. They'll just spew out their same, a string of claims, which they know they can't support. But
that's what I do, and I'm honest about it.
Yeah,
what do you mean? What do you want to debate? What would you like to debate, sir? You give me a topic.
Is this new moon the same new moon that I debated and then that lied to Will Duffy about the golden ticket thing? Is that the same new moon?
I think so. I hope so. Because then I'd be up for it. But it depends on the topic. Needs to be in my wheelhouse.
Whether or not Foster's is good beer.
Like Marvel v DC, maybe. That's sort of more my my pedigree.
There it is. It apparently is the same.
My proof that Earth is a globe. Give me a couple of weeks, New Moon, and I'll assemble as many pictures I can of ships like across the road, appearing and disappearing over the horizon on perfectly calm water. Okay, no waves to point to or anything else. Maybe it'll be a bit overcast, so neither of us can blame refraction, and then you can debunk those for us. So I'll bring some evidence, okay, and then you can try to pull it apart, and then I'll do the same to all the evidence I'm sure you'll bring. Does that work for you? I'm up for that. But again, I just need time to assemble these pictures. I'm not going to use other people's. I'm not going to use Black Swan. I'll go out and touch some grass and go outside, which you've never done, and actually take some, and then we can do that.
Well, the New Moon is if it's the same one, he lives in a slum in India. So he does get outside. I think getting inside might be the rare case. So
I've heard him speak before. That's not overly surprising.
yeah. How is the Temple of Toon doing? Without Lael around, it's not brought up a lot. Anyway,
Copium Emporium's just pointing out my trap for New Moon in the chat.
yeah, it's
The evidence. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. They have to bring evidence.
It's required to debate me. Got to bring it. I need, like Nathan Thompson, I need $200 and then to see all your stuff in advance, but you don't get to see mine. I don't want a T-shirt.
I have a simple debate fee reciprocity rule. Right? If your debate fee is $200, so is mine. Hey, it's a wash.
Love it.
Let's go. Should we deposit money or just call it a deal?
Why pay anybody to hear what they think? I can go down the road to the local pub. I've got like one either way actually, because it's Australia. We have a real problem. But if I want to hear an idiot spout off about something, like I can get that anytime. I don't need to sit here and do it at home. Costs me nothing. It's great.
So, oh my gosh, Flurfology comes in with these numbers here, which is ASCII it's ASCII values of text. And I translated it to Lord Jamar Fur Oben Links, and the U in fur has a umlaut over it.
Have you seen Flurfology's videos, the animations that he's been putting out?
I've not for a bit.
So good. So good. Everyone go and check that out.
I need to get going though. I'm starting to hit the wall here. After the Swedish stuff is really doing me a number too.
It takes it out of you. It really does.
Yeah, I don't know how Swedes...
I had the same experience with the Swedish women's volleyball team. It was exhausting. New Moon has said, just show me a video of the Earth filmed by a rocket from the Earth to all the way to space, at least 10,000 miles and more.
Hold on. Here's the correct answer. You're asking for something that you can't provide for your position. That's called hypocrisy.
Thank you.
Right? It's also the third law of Flurf. The dual standard. Right?
Only one or two exceptions.
To be honest, you would only ask to demand a level of evidence that you can also provide for your position. Can't do that? Then you're just being dishonest. For example, I can provide measurements of the radius of the globe. Can you provide measurements of the radius of flat Earth? That and then of course we'll test them against reality. Right? That would be the honest way. You can't be honest. You're a flurf. We got iSatter74 says, I'm gonna probably just fall asleep reading this, but let me try. Swedish by Tune. Later skater. Sorn at Kalla and Demon.
Yeah, I think that one was for me, team. Yeah, Azaldo, you can use it. That's fine. No problem. Basil Problem said he's a Tune of Yours fan, which is great. Me, not so much. That's probably because I asked him to chill out a little bit and not badger Peter Markley. So shame on me. What a monster. But that's fine. I'm fine with not viewing everybody's cup of tea. Basil, not a problem at all. But now we know who cancelled their gifted membership.
Yeah, it was Basil. It wasn't. We were getting down on the wrong person.
Cracking them. Solving mysteries with like the Hardy Boys over here.
Icy Spin says, if Witsit doesn't quit, I win. Or maybe he says, if Witsit doesn't win, I quit.
Could be something about spit too. No.
Lord Jamar for top left. My translator is sus, I'm told. Let me do it again.
It's a funny way to spell King Nico.
What am I using? I'm using duplichecker.com. Something must have gotten messed up in my copy paste. I'll try a different one. No, it's Lord Jamar for Open Links. Because it's got a 195. It's got a high ASCII in it. 195, 188. And Open Links. I don't know how it got messed up.
Backline. Just doing a thing that I learned from my time with Nico. Give me 1 second here.
Open Links. Your time with Nico?
I went to a gematria calculator because he's all into gematria, and I put basal problem into the calculator, and I keep getting 666. It's really weird. I know.
Wait,
I could be doing it wrong. I'm new to the whole gematria thing.
Basal problem. Max, are you wearing a tank top? What in the world?
Now we're getting to the bottom of things. We're tackling the big issues.
All right.
Finally, somebody's asked that question.
Basal problem. Are you wearing bikini undies?
Boxers or briefs? Y-fronts?
Depends.
Jockstrap? G-string? What's your poison?
Some
It's a safe space. We're all friends here.
Some people wear boxers. And you know, if you don't need the support, then you don't need it, and boxers are your thing. But some people need like they just need it needs to be supported, so it doesn't just go all over the place, right?
And as you get older, if you spent your life wearing boxers, then when you have to go to the bathroom for twosies, you need to be really careful when you sit down.
Bathroom.
Yes. When you sit, if you're not careful, you can really, as we say over here, do yourself a mischief. Like, safety first, people.
Do yourself.
Because
what?
They say males can't experience the pain of childbirth. I would say it's nowhere near it, and I'm not equating the two. But relatively speaking, that kind of incident, it's got to be close.
Oh my gosh.
First and last time I'll be on Toon Stream, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Morphology says, why put that image in our brains? Hey, I was asked. I mean, I got to answer. All right. I hear some people wear wheelbarrows for underwear.
Why'd you put that picture in my head?
Oh, no.
Just writing that down because that needs to be a new character on the stream.
Did you know that Flatzoid is a pole dancer?
I have heard that.
You have?
I have.
Well, I think we're all going to hear that.
I heard he's not overly comfortable with where people are slipping their dollar bills, though.
Oh my gosh.
And it's worse because here in Australia, when he's toured with his pole dancing act, we don't have $1 bills. We have $1 coins. And that's got to... That can't be fun.
We have $1 coins.
Really?
Right there. Yeah, it's a $1 coin.
I didn't know that. Does anybody use them? Because we only ever see the
nobody uses these. Never.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I brought that on the trip to Antarctica and then set them up on the tray table. So that's
yeah.
I have a couple
that's
videos
like the
of that.
only use of the American $1 coin.
It is.
Show flatties that the nose isn't dipped on a plane.
All right. Anyway,
well done, US Mint.
make sure you go subscribe to DPD Bunks. Make sure you vote on your top left. Vote early for vote often. Bribes are available. And don't take it seriously. You do that at your own peril. So.
Just dropping some shameless self-promotion in the chat before I get banned forever.
There it is. All right. I'm gonna pin that even.
Oh, look out.
Pin message. Do many people use the $2 note in the U.S.? No, grandmothers use the $2 bill only in the United States. They use it
only on people's birthdays?
Yep.
Birthday cards?
It's a grandma gives. That's what every grandma does. It's the $2 bill. She goes to the bank. She's like, "Oh, my grandson is gonna turn 13. I need a $2 bill, please. I'll give you."
All I ever got from my grandmother's.
Here,
I just get a disappointed shake of the head.
That's all. Making it rain hurts in Oz. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much. Be looking out for what, I don't know what's coming up. Well, whatever it'll be awesome. So awesome. See ya all later. Say bye, DP.
Bye, bye, DP. Oh wait, bye.
All right, they can still hear talk.
What's going on there?
Hey, Flatzoid.
For a little bit longer.
Important. Where is soul? It's simple, I've explained this many times. They just fly to it. It's a flag on the ice. So in other words, it's 90 degrees south. Just to let you know, it's a grid system. It's at the ceremonial south place. No contradiction. Round and round we spin again, looking for answers lost in the wind. It's simple, you say with a confident grin, but ask where it is and you're lost once again. It depends which way you stand, man. Okay, cool. Listen, this is important. Where is it exactly? Show me on a map. I just told you, dude. It's just 90 degrees south. What's the problem? It's placed on a grid, it's as clear as can be. It's very simple, just to let you know. So in other words, marked in ice and snow. Round and round we spin again, looking for answers lost in the wind. It's simple, you say with a confident grin, but ask where it is and you're lost once again. It depends which way you stand, man. 90 south, but flat Earth's a ring. Bigger than continents, makes my head spin. Just head south, you'll get there, bro. It's simple, don't overcomplicate though. Here's the thing, just so you know, nobody goes straight south though. So thank you. Oh, so you didn't really answer me once. I told you many times. Let's put it this way, just follow the grid. So in other words, it's an anti-ticket. How should I put this? It's 90 degrees south at the ceremonial place. No need to out. Round and round we spin again. But ask where it is and you're lost once again. It depends which way you stand, man.